Okay, welcome back. Here we are in our next video, and this is displaying content. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things here. We're going to first talk about how your content displays on your website, and we're also going to talk about some of the tools that make that possible, such as your navigation menus and your widgets. So first of all, let's talk content. So in our back office here, in our back dashboard, we can come in here, we can go to our posts, we can go to our pages, we can create stuff all day long. However, does that mean that it is going to be seen on our site? Not necessarily. Okay? And here is the reason why. Because we haven't told it to be displayed anywhere. So we need to put it like on a navigation menu, for example, or have it available by a button or something like that, in other words. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We've created some content. Now, how do we display it? So first, let's talk about posts. So the first issue with posts is this. Posts are going to display in several different places. First of all, we can put them into any page we want. For example, this news page is like a category page, for example, announcements, arborism, news, whatever, and it displays many posts. So we have it set up in this specific theme setup to display in a grid fashion with different rows of these posts, right? And again, we're going to do that. We're going to set that by going to Aveda and theme options, and then go to our blog. We covered this in another video, but and I've already designed this for you in many cases. So, but that is something you can change. So your posts are going to show up there. So when I create a new post, for example, that in this back end, it's going to automatically show up on this page. It's going to show up right here, and it's going to push this mowing your lawn one over, push celebrity landscaping over, and then push, tidy tree ships down to the next line. So as you add posts, it's going to continually add them there. The other place that your content is going to display is on the page in which you created it. So if you remember, we did this post in a different video earlier where we changed the title. Okay, and so this post, it has its own page, if you will. This is its specific spot where it resides. Okay, so that is another way that that the post displays. Now again, if there's no navigation menu, nobody's going to be able to find your content. So that's what we're going to talk about now. We got this content, we know where it is. Now we're going to help people find it. So we're going to do that with, first of all, our navigation menus. So the way we find those is we go into our dashboard, we go down here to appearance, and let me scroll down here. We go to appearance, and then we go to menus. Okay, and this is what's going to pop up. We can see our different menus that are here, right here. This is our main menu. We can create a new menu if we want, or we can modify this existing one. So when we modify this existing one, there's several things we can do. First of all, we can just drag and drop items, so that if we say we want water features to show up above maintenance, so for example, let me show you over here. So water features, we wanted that to show up above maintenance, then we can simply take it and grab onto it and drag it up here. Okay, you'll notice that water features, maintenance, driveways, etc. are all drop downs of services. You can probably see visually why that is the case, because they have been moved in to the right there as we did it. If we wanted to make another drop down menu, we could simply move those into the right like this, right? So we can drag this stuff wherever we want. If we wanted lawns and turf to be a main page, we could just drag it and make it a main page just like that. Okay, so this is basically how we modify our menu in terms of that. If we want to change the name of any of our menu items, we can just toggle them open. Right now, they're currently set to whatever we named the page. But we could have an About Us page if we want, and we might want our menu to say something else, like, get to know us. We can have it be whatever we want. It doesn't really matter. And then we can toggle that closed. We also can toggle open our Aveda menu options. And we can do things here. For example, we could make one of the menu items a button that has, just to kind of draw attention to it, for example. Maybe put an icon with it on the button if we want to, and so on and so forth. So we can change those things however we like to. Of course, we always want to save our changes there, and then save our menu changes as well whenever we do anything, right? So that's how we can modify our existing menu items that are already there. And then the other thing we can do is we can, of course, remove those items. All right, so to do that, we would simply toggle an item open again, and we would click remove, and that would remove that item. To add new items, we come over here to where we see pages. We can just toggle the ones that we want to add and click add to menu. Or we could even add specific posts. We could add custom links if we wanted, categories, whatever we like. When we add things to the menu, they go to the bottom of the menu, and then we drag them wherever we want them to display. And again, we save our changes when we're done, and then we can always come back and refresh our other tab, and we can see the changes that we made. So we made a big button under Get to Know Us with a big Apple icon. And you'll see this is why we test this, and this is I'm glad this happened. You can see I made my button so big and the title here that it pushed the navigation menu down. And so that's why we do this. So we go, oh, well, that doesn't look so good. And so then we come back, and we can come back and we can change what we did, and we can then just save over it, and we can fix what we did, and then there's not any issue. So that's one of the great things about editing with both tabs and checking your work. Now, the next place that we're going to look where we can modify our content is in what is called our widget areas. So, for example, we have our single post area, and on this specific site, you may have different widget areas in different places, but depending on your site. But this is a sidebar widget, and it shows up on all of the single posts in this specific site. And so if we want to modify that content, we would just simply go to our widgets area, and then we can see that we've got this specific site design has got some different widgets. It's got a blog sidebar widget, and then it's got a bunch of footer widgets that can be turned on or off, things like that. So this is what we have in that blog sidebar. Currently we have a search bar, and then we've got recent posts. And so we could say we want to change this to, other articles, and we want to say, let's do 15 of those instead of 5. We can do that. And then we can, we can say, all right, well, I want to add, an audio file. I just can drag that over and drop that in. Or I want to add, say, some social links, or my Twitter feed, or really whatever you want. You can add. A lot of these are stock WordPress widgets. A lot of them are custom WordPress widgets. So you can add anything you want there. You just drag it and drop it in there, and you're good to go. And then you'll again just go back to your site, refresh it. You'll see your changes. This recent posts item here changed from recent posts to recent articles, or whatever I wrote in there. I don't recall other articles. And you'll see how that changed. So that's basically exactly how you're going to edit your content and create your content in ways to display. So we will see you in the next video, where we're going to continue to talk about some more advanced content